Well, hello everybody. So glad to be with you again today. And I have something I want to run past you and see if you've ever shared similar thoughts within yourself or with others. A few days ago, I was reading a post shared in the We Spot that really got me to thinking. One particular comment in an excellent post triggered a different direction in my thoughts. In discussing resolutions for the coming year, the author decided to focus on changes that involved removing things rather than adding more changes to what seemed to already be an overwhelming to do list. I think all of us have sometimes felt that way, that we just have too much to do to add a single additional thing to that list. Ah, duh, I said, what a concept. I can actually make choices that free up time and space, simplify my already bursting commitment schedule, and give me back a part of each day. Too often, I find myself contemplating making changes just for the sake of change. When I think about it, that is a negative concept that seems frivolous, counterproductive, or an illusion of progress. It often leads to chaos or wasted effort rather than any genuine improvement. It's about making alterations without a clear purpose or benefit rather than purposeful, continuous improvement or necessary adaptation. Change for change's sake is actually a path to nowhere, in my opinion. Focus on thoughtful improvements that add real value and elevate our processes without sight of our true goals. Gets us nowhere in a hurry. The illusion of progress, uh, the idea that change equals improvement even when it doesn't is one of the things with which I often struggle. Um, I don't know if you think, well, I put it down in writing, so it's got to be better than doing nothing. So at least it's there. Frivolous, unnecessary change also is uh, a part of this resolution making for me a lot of times. Changes made without any real need to make them or any benefit from making them that often seem pointless, but again, it's on the list. I've made a resolution, uh, so that's a good thing. Well, maybe it's not. Counterproductive change. Actions that actively harm or hinder progress by disrupting a stable system that you already have in place. Uh, be aware that not all change is inherently good. Some changes really do get in the way of progress, and we need to look very carefully at the consequences that may result from whatever the change that we're considering could bring. Um, how about an ad hoc change? Uh, these are the ones that are usually very situational. They're often impulsive and aren't part of a strategic plan that we may have in mind to produce a particular result. Um, these to me are some of the commitments that really can mess up uh, progress that we have been making until we decided all of a sudden, because somebody else said, oh, this is the latest, greatest thing, you have to do this. We buy into it without considering it appropriately for our particular situation. How about disruption without purpose? Altering things can disrupt the flow. Usually they do. Change is inherently that way. Uh, but it isn't always going to produce a positive outcome when it isn't considered in the totality of everything we're trying to do. Uh, why am I reviewing this subject carefully? Well, uh, I have found that it can create chaos and apathy, and as all the statistics show, by today, most people who made New Year's resolutions uh, have messed up, have let go of them, have decided they weren't uh, as cool as they initially thought they were. And this is just a few days into a new year in the time frame in which I'm talking right now. Uh, they can cloud our vision and our direction. They can be unsustainable and waste limited resources that we have. Uh, it's a warning against hasty, poorly reasoned changes that create stress and, frankly, waste time. Uh, Focusing on the act of changing over the reason for it. You don't have to make a resolution. If you remember the uh, decluttering sharing that I did with you just last week, there are lots of areas where you can actually see things could be uh, removed, streamlined, simplified, that would make our ability to achieve our goals so much easier. Maybe you should look back in it and think about some of the things instead of adding to our list. We could take off our list and free ourselves up to enjoy our lives more in the moment and keep ourselves more in the present. Just a thought as I was beginning to talk to you today and was rereading some of the posts that always inspire me to keep on going. Uh, I need to ensure that any motivation I contemplate is a purposeful change, a thoughtful improvement, or an evolutionary process in my journey that is really going to add value to what I hope to achieve. Uh, when change is good, and not just for the sake of changing, uh, there are lots of positive outcomes, thoughtful improvement that really addresses specific problems, has clear goals, and is incrementally increasing. Uh, that's real value. Breaking through silos, static thinking that has put various things into various categories, or even people in various categories, where communication is limited and does not foster innovation, and no new networks for sharing new ideas and growth are available to you. Sometimes we need to break through those out of those silos and increase our family of helpful friends. Uh, Another area is necessary evolution. Uh, Changing to stay fresh and meet evolving demands can be really crucial. And it's something that we should not just, you know, ignore. We need, though, to be sure that we plan carefully uh, as we go through this process. Uh, my key takeaway, and that's sort of a play on words since we're talking about removing uh, pieces of this structure we have put together to try to help us reach our healthiest, happiest lives. Um, but my key takeaway is meaningful change really requires awareness. It requires a sense of purpose. Why am I making this change anyway? And it involves buy in, not just action for its own sake. Do you believe in this? Do you believe it's going to have positive benefits and outcomes? Is the change really necessary? Is it a true improvement? Is it disruptive? Is it just something new? Is it just because it's the time of the year to do this? Um, I have to answer those questions. Nobody else can do them answer these questions for me. Does it disrupt my path, and is it more efficient or is it inefficient, and really makes it harder to stay on my path? Does it lift me up or is it demotivating? Uh, my thought on this, as I'm thinking about the resolutions that I may want to contemplate for the new year, is that I need to avoid change for change's sake. On a personal level, though this could apply just as well in a work or business environment, process improvement has become the holy grail of success. And that's not true. Just because you found a better way to do something that isn't beneficial is not the path you're seeking. You want to find a way, maybe not even as efficient, that will help you reach your goals. Um, are the changes that you're thinking about going to streamline, be more efficient, and better serve the people that rely on me and myself? Is this going to make a positive difference in my life? If things are running pretty well, do I really want to keep tweaking, revising, and analyzing what I do to see if it's better? Am I wasting my efforts? Uh, what has actually improved and how much has it improved? It is important to check in with how my plan is working, uh, but any change I make should be driven by a clear purpose for making that change. Are changes warranted to remedy some significant issues? Am I asking for and listening to feedback from knowledgeable supporters who may have tried similar approaches in the past and getting the benefit of their valuable insights? Are there external factors that I need to consider? Um, to me, it's extremely important to make changes thoughtfully, to take a step back and approach improvement consciously with awareness, not to just meet a deadline of some kind. Uh, Take time to analyze my strengths, my weaknesses, uh, my purpose for continuing on this journey. What are they? Uh, is this change really going to be impactful? Um, Paint a clear picture in your mind of what truly needs to be improved. It's like inspecting the ingredients in a recipe before deciding what may need to be adjusted because it doesn't taste quite right. Stay focused on what truly matters. Uh, a lot of times, only minor adjustments may be needed. In my journey, I've come to appreciate the magic of minor adjustments. Sometimes great big transformations are not necessary. A little tweak here and there can lead to significant improvement without causing unnecessary disruptions. It's a lot like adding a handful of nuts to a treasured chocolate chip cookie recipe. It elevates the flavor without changing the essence of the recipe that we love. So rather than overhaul unnecessary processes at every turn or at one particular time just because it's time, embrace the philosophy of small incremental changes as we go. That allows me to test and adjust as I continue my journey. I don't have it locked down for a whole period of time, nor do I feel like a failure if I decide this is not the path I need to keep following. I can change my changes if they don't serve me well. So I think for 26, this is what sticks most clearly in my mind, to focus on thoughtful adjustments that add value and enhance my life without losing sight of my true goals, which are always living my happiest, healthiest life and being of service to the community in which I live. Just like a beloved cookie recipe, sometimes all it takes is a slight tweak to create something truly remarkable. I think that you and I have got this, and the new year is going to really sparkle for all of us. Have a great day. Have a good time. And I'm so glad to spend this time with you. Take care now.